much, Anthony. Enjoy your evening. It's a perfect segue, actually, talking about Come Play With Me, because as soon as Adam Durant legs aboard Andrew Castle, we'll have a word with him about that marvellous performance by Come Play With Me in the Group 1. He is walking over now, so we may even, we'll get Adam to jump straight in here and we'll grab Scotty's mic. Adam, can you just run us through it for a moment? You're here in Kalgoorlie. Where were you watching it and what was going through your mind?
Yeah, look, watching it in the blue spec room. So, yeah, we're watching it with a couple of owners and a couple of mates. So, yeah, we got pretty excited. So it was, amazing feeling. It's pretty humbling, really, to breed one with mum and dad and race it and get that result. It's, yeah, pretty special. I think I've still got goosebumps, to be honest.
I don't know if I've ever seen you walk into the Mount with a bigger smile on your face. You were just over the moon. It does add that extra element of specialness, the fact that you were there the day that horse was bred.
Yeah, that's right. We're basically, we get the photos through when he's born, and the mum was actually my first ever stakes winner as a trainer. So, you know, pretty important milestone in myself, just with the mum, and yeah, just a family affair. And look, a lot of work's gone into her on the side, not just, you know, obviously Chris. Just great effort, great training effort, and he targeted this race from the time I sort of got in touch with him and asked him if he'd like to train him and picked this race out and thought this would be a lower tier Group 1. Then none of them are easy to win, we know that, but just the fact that this was the target that they thought would be a nice race, and he's been able to achieve that. It's just, yeah, it's phenomenal, really.
The funny part of that is you mentioned Chris. Well, you were needing to get your next two runners ready here, and Chris Waller's calling you. You had to screen his call.
Yeah, no, I hung up on him. It's quite amazing, really. Didn't get much time to enjoy it. We had two runners in the next race at Callan. They run a nice 4th and an 8th, so it was good.
Exactly.
But, you know, look, that's how it is. We all move on in racing pretty quick, but it's soaking in now, and no, we'll certainly enjoy it tonight. And yeah, no, just really proud of the horse and the effort. You know, everyone in the team, our team at home, but also the Waller team. You know, it's not just Chris. There's a lot of workers behind his scenes. He doesn't. He's not there every day, and it's like me. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people he'd like to thank. But yeah, unreal, great feeling. I'm still buzzing, you know, it's great.
Well, congratulations, you really deserve it. What about Stairway to the Moon here? Can we send the punters home with a winner?
Look, I think she can win. She just needs things to go away. I think stoicism's the danger, but if she gets everything going away, I think she can win.
All right, let's have a look at them as they head out onto the track. Decoy Noxious is the first one we'll look at. Scotty, Dion Luciani and Brad Parnham.
First up no trial was good over a mile, I thought, beaten 2 lengths by King of Judah in a slowly run race around 4.5 lengths below benchmark. Does go well here.
Rhino Buster, the next one for Shannon Rowan and Mitch Pateman.
Class dropper here, back to a 60 plus for the first time in a while. So far this preparation, a 70 plus, a Tats Cup, a 64 plus and a listed Boulder Cup. So 2100 back to 1760. I can understand the support there.
Stoicism, the 3. This is the one that Adam outlined as the danger, prepared by Martin Allen, Jade McNaught claiming 2.
And I like him a lot, Britt. I've marked him around the $2.40 mark. So the $3.40, $3.50 that's on offer at the moment I think is value, and I think he's very hard to beat here. Jade McNaught's claim, 64 plus, back to a 60 plus, up in trip, goes well fresh, goes well first up, second up. He just needs an ounce of luck to get, I mean, he's now drawn in gate number 6. He should get in, but as long as he can get across, I think he'll sit 1 out and 1 back, 1 out and 2 back, and be very hard to beat.
Tom Almighty for Rob Gilberti, and Jared Noski is the 4.
Fresh coming out of the Carnarvon Cup, 3 weeks between runs. He's been up a long time. He always has long preparations. He probably finds this a little bit too tough, but that being said, he's come to Kalgoorlie in the past and raced very well.
Stairway to the Moon, it is Adam's runner, Andrew Castle in the saddle.
Yes, and I think she has to be respected here. Andrew Castle will be midfield, mid-minus, probably looking for a little bit further this mare, but her last effort in a race that was 4 lengths above benchmark has already produced 2 subsequent winners in Champagne Gal and also Rayani, so it's a strong form race.
And it's $13, so it represents nice value. Grand Cadeau is the 6 for Neil Della and Kate Whitten.
I sat midfield and made a run at them in the home straight behind Tumbleweed Tango last start. I thought it was a good effort, and she should get it soft, 3 back the fence.
Scintillating, the 7, Neville and Chris Parnham.
Finally broke through, really deserved that Class 1 victory last start, and hats off to Steve Parnham. It was a sensational ride. Weaved a gap from 3 back the fence. He won well. He's been in good form.
Keep a Mean is the 8 for Jeff Eels and Stephen Parnham.
Should take up the running early. There's a speedy gelding who should find the front quite comfortably, and from there is always in the mix.
All manner scratching. We look at the 10 Bantry. Jaden Thomas prepares, and Lucy Warwick, fresh off winning the Cup, rides.
I'll give you a fun fact, Britt, that most people wouldn't know. Bantry started a favourite in a Class 1 against Spiritual Warrior last preparation.
Wow.
Hard to believe now, but Bantry's still a Class 1, drawn wide, a real one batter.
Campaigner scratching. Dane Finn, the 12. Rod Brown, William Pike.
Almost 1,000 days since this 9-year-old has scored, but he gets Willie Pike. He draws a gate. He's been racing quite well. He was eye-catching last start behind Tumbleweed Tango, even though he was beaten by 3 lengths.
And the 13, this is the one that I like, McCavity, and the money's come for it. Opened at 13, now into $4.80, so it has really been smash late in betting. Ashley Grace and Craig Newitt.
And Craig Newitt's had a wonderful Kalgoorlie Cup campaign. His Thursday Hannon's ride, his Kalgoorlie Cup. Both these days he's ridden extremely well. They put the blinkers back on this fellow. He had no luck last start. The replay watchers will be all over him, as it looks like the market is.
Yeah, certainly looks that way. What are your top 4 numbers here, Scott?
3, 5, 13 and 1, Britt. I'm going with 3, Stoicism. I thought this gelding was one of the better bets on the card, so I'm chips in the last with Stoicism. From 5, Stairway to the Moon. Agree with Adam Durant. She needs things to go her way. She might get caught wide, but she definitely is a stayer to follow. Number 13, McCavity, no luck last start. Craig Newitt on, blinkers on, it jumps off the page. And 1, Decoy Noxious, always races well here fresh. 3, 5, 13 and 1.
All right, Scott with Stoicism. Martin Allen last night at the Calcutta said that he was pretty confident in his galloper's chances as well. Chrishane, what took your eye from the yard?
Yeah, all the cards aligned with Stoicism in his corner. Looked well, was quite relaxed in the yard. I think that's a good sign for a middle distance race and horse at this level here up in Kalgoorlie. I think it's the right horse to bring up to Kalgoorlie. Martin Allen playing his cards right there, and resumed with a nice effort at Belmont. That was on the 21st of September behind Jeddah Fair, and did look to strip fitter in the yard. Down in grade, he should go close. Number 3, Stoicism, pick of the yard in the lucky last, Brittany, the Neometals.
All right, both the boys, we're taking each other on here. You boys with Stoicism, I'll take you on with McCavity. Let's see how we fare in the last for from Kalgoorlie.
Now 4 or 5 of these runners to move in for the last of the day. Grand Cadeau is one of those. It goes up towards its stall, Grand Cadeau. An attendant leaping up into the starting gates. Keep a mean, Rhino Buster in there. Pike walks Dane Finn along. Another memorable carnival for him. And Stoicism about to join the line. So the red lights are flashing on the gates and they're ready in the Neometals handicap. Stand by. They're racing. McCavity had to be shaken up by Newitt in the early part, but drifted back to second last as they got going. And the first to move is Dane Finn from Keep a Mean, and Stoicism bustled forward by McNaught. Wants to be on speed early as Grand Cadeau quickly boots up on the inside from Decoy Noxious, and going forward now on the outside is Bantry as they work up past the 1450. Rhino Buster quickly snagged back off the speed early on from McCavity. Stairway to the Moon, and the tail ender going into the back is Scintillating at the 1300 mark, and now Tom Almighty around them goes to the lead. It's Tom Almighty racing to the front. Dane Finn is pulling double down on the inside in second spot. Wonder Bantry. Keep a Mean over on the inside running 4 3/4 to Stoicism with 1,000 left to go. Then came Grand Cadeau down on the inside being shaded by Decoy Noxious. 2 lengths further back, Rhino Buster going around McCavity. A length or so back behind them, Stairway to the Moon and Scintillating. It whipped them all in, heading out to Charles Street with 750 left to travel in the last of race round 2019, and it's Tom Almighty. The Kimberley Galloper led the way from Bantry and Dane Finn. Up running 4th over on the outside, Stoicism. Off its heels now being put into the race, Decoy Noxious. A length away, Keep a Mean. Rhino Buster tracking them 3 deep. Away from the fence, Grand Cadeau. Stairway to the Moon. McCavity getting held up. Who's back there as they come around the turn with Scintillating, the widest of them. Tom Almighty headed for home from Decoy Noxious, who levels up, draws equal. Down the outside is Rhino Buster. 200 left to run, and Decoy Noxious about 3/4 to Tom Almighty. Over on the outside, Rhino Buster, Decoy Noxious. Rhino Buster keeps coming. Decoy Noxious in front though, clings on, wins the last. Decoy Noxious from Rhino Buster, and late between them Stoicism from Tom Almighty. Grand Cadeau Scintillating, Keep a Mean and Dane Finn. Bantry, Stairway to the Moon, and last of them home is McCavity. Decoy Noxious, ridden by Brad Parnham, second up, takes out the Neometals handicap. Number 1, Decoy Noxious. takes out the last of the day from 2 Rhino Buster, 3 Stoicism in 147.67, 147.67. Decoy Noxious parking up there on pace. The Dion Luciani train gelding hitting the lead after they'd turned for home. Parnham went for it under the 60. Rhino Buster levelled off, was closing in, and Stoicism was coming between them with a burst late, and Tom Almighty number 4 has held on to 4th placing. So the last 1, 2, 3 and 4, as the handicapper saw them, a neck the winning margin. Officially 5th is 12 Dane Finn, 6th home Grand Cadeau, and a long head the margin 2nd and 3rd, a neck a long head 147.67. The winners by He's a Decoy from Clear Sky for James Miarata's St Jude Pastoral, and also Laloma Farms Kelly Everett, prepared by Dion Luciani. It's win 6 for Decoy Noxious out of 28 and handled by Brad Parnham. Rhino Buster second by Dane Hill Express from Super Reno, trained by Shannon Rowan, ridden by Mitch Pateman, and 3 Stoicism third by Mossman from Clementine, ridden by Jade McNaught for Martin Allen. 35.40 the last 600 metres. We can take you back down now into the yard, and Scotty Embry is down there to bring us home and round out race round for 2019. Thanks, Scotty.
Thank you, Mac. There's no Dion Luciani, so I'll grab a representative from the Loma Farms, and that'll be Kevin Fowler. Kev, did you think the Decoy Noxious would be fit enough second up to win like that?
I was a little bit worried it was going to be the second up was going to be the problem, yeah.
Looking forward, is there sort of a country cups type campaign in mind? Because he can stay.
Look, he was probably unlucky in last year's Cup, so, you know, I think there's a Saturday 2,000 metre race in him, yeah, for sure.
Okay, and where do we see him next?
Well, I think that's where we'll go.
Congratulations, well done.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
He is a man of few words, Kevin Fowler, that's for sure. But his horses do all race very well, especially here at Kalgoorlie, Britt.
Hey, they do all the talking. Decoy Noxious, a brilliant win there, and a good ride by Brad Parnham as well. He really summed it up well and just decided to pull out at the right time and get that horse marching. And in the end, it was the winning move because he had the momentum. And look at that. They finished 1, 2, 3, 4 in number. In number order from the thing. You don't often see that. 1, 2, 3, 4 finished first, second, third and fourth. And we'll catch up with Brad Parnham in a moment. He's just having a chat with the connections. We'll find out exactly what he was thinking. We'll jump in and have a chat with Brad Parnham. What are you telling the connections here, Brad?
I just said it worked out perfect for us. We're travelling pretty well in the run, and I went a little bit early. Well, probably what seemed a bit early, but on that type of horse, I think with that weight as well, I had to get rolling when I did, and yeah, I knew he'd be tough enough at the end, so it was a good win.
Talk us through that decision when you decided just to pop out off heels and make that move.
Well, I thought, just knowing the horse, that he probably wouldn't be able to out-sprint Stoicism or something if I just followed it to the top of the straight, so I thought I'll get going, and then I was able to sort of hold that in for a little bit, which worked out in my benefit, and yeah, like I said, that was the reason for me doing it, and the horse was tough enough to finish the job.
Paid off, was the winning move. Well done.
Thank you.
Brad Parnham combining with Dion Luciano, who's not here. Some very happy punters on the fence here. Scott Crishane, that brings us to an end of what has been a wonderful Kalgoorlie round. Hannon's Day on Thursday, this new look format where we're seeing Thursday Hannons into the Saturday Kalgoorlie Cup, and I think it's been a big success, Scott.
Huge success. Look at the crowd, Britt, and look at the numbers that seem to stay from the Hannons Day through to the Cup Day. I think that's what's important for the Kalgoorlie Racing Club, is to get those people coming and staying.
Crishane, you're a local here and you must see it particularly well, just how the town comes alive at this time.
Yeah, and it's great for the local economy, of course, and that's how the cups are designed in the country. And yeah, it's a good coup for the club, standalone status. Obviously, they'll go back, sit down with the RAWA board and assess how it's all gone. But celebrations are going to go long and hard into the night along the traditional and a lot of historic around Hannon Street with the owners of Spiritual Warrior. A few of them, few big owners there, and there was a lot of them, and they're going to party hard as they should do.
Yeah, certainly. And Darren mentioned it before, but a great performance by the sire Black Friars. He sired the Hannons winner, he sired the Kalgoorlie Cup, and he's also sired Come Play With Me, who won the Group 1 Metrop today. It's a wonderful performance from them at Scenic Lodge and the ill-fated Black Friars. And
That's it from us for our big 2 days of coverage here from Kalgoorlie. We hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great evening.
It's correct weight after the running of the final event here this afternoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. They were a neck along head. The shed will be performing, of course. The boys doing a spectacular job as always here through race round, and they'll keep you dancing and maybe even a bit of romancing as well later on through the evening. Stay around and enjoy the hospitality, the sociability of the Kalgoorlie Boulder Racing Club and Lion, presenting this afternoon's Iron Jack Kalgoorlie Gold Cup. The shed will be up soon. Here's Crishane Warren with the presentation, though, of the trophy to the winning connections of Decoy Noxious.
Thanks for that, Darren, and great calling this afternoon, as always. The lucky last, the Neometals Handicap, taken out by Decoy Noxious as the curtain draws to a closure on race round 2019. Decoy Noxious, trained by Dion Luciani and ridden to victory by Brad Parnham. To welcome once again back to the podium Mr Sam Brook, Vice Chairman of the Kalgoorlie Boulder Racing Club, to commence proceedings.
Thank you, Crishane. Firstly, thank you for everyone who attended Kalgoorlie Cup Day today. It looks like to be a wonderful day for the KBRC, as it always is. Thank you to our sponsors of this race, Neometals, Mr David Reid. The Reid family have been sponsoring a race on Kalgoorlie Cup Day for close to 40 years with the stockbroking firm and Reid Resources and now Neometals. Thank you to David and Chris Reid for the continued support. To the connections of He's a Decoy, Kevin Fowler. Kevin Fowler is a great supporter of the KBRC with numbers-wise with runners. It's great to see a great supporter of the KBRC have a winner over the round. I'd like to invite forward Mr David Reid of Neometals just to say a few words and present the trophy to the winning connections. Thank you. You want to say a word?
Thank you, Sam. Neometals are very proud to be sponsoring this race again. We've been sponsoring races here, the last race, Kalgoorlie Cup Day, for nearly 40 years. Neometals have been doing it for the last 5 or 6. But I'm very pleased that Decoy Noxious won it, and we've got Kevin Fowler with us, who's one of the owners, along with James Miarata, and I know both of them, and fortunately enough I had something on the horse, so I'm very happy. I'd like Kevin to come forward and receive the trophy. Better say something, mate. Yeah, thanks.
I'd just like to thank David Reid and Nero Resources for sponsoring the race. Great to come up here and win the last race. I'd just like to put in a good word for Craig Wright, who's apparently leaving Kalgoorlie now, and he's helped me with my horses and just been great for the club. Thank you.
One of the great Goldfields races. He's a life member. And that concludes the trophy presentation following the last, the Neometals. And thanks once again to life member and one of the great stalwarts of Goldfields racing in David Reid. He's been sponsoring this race for 40 years. And the legacy lives on in Kalgoorlie for him. So we thank you for your patronage on behalf of the Kalgoorlie Boulder Racing Club. Signing off, plenty of live entertainment to come your way throughout the duration of the evening. Hope everyone lives on well throughout the night.